forces of Vercingetorix near Divio, Caesar followed his retreating army to the fortified town of Alesia. With an elite army of some 80,000 men, Vercingetorix and his Gauls were in shock from Caesar's Germanic cavalry and were in no condition to meet the 60,000 Roman legionaries on the battlefield. In the seasonal summer of 52 BC, Caesar approached Alesia with the Gauls holed up inside. He was well aware of his army's failures at Georgovia just a short time before.
I remember my army's failures at Georgovia.
Deciding to wisely forgo a direct attack, Caesar knew that to hem the Gauls inside the fort would eventually starve them out, as food was scarce prior to the fall harvest. Caesar, in his commentaries, suggests the Gaul only had as much as 30 days' food to feed his army, even on limited rations. He ordered the complete circumvention of the Elysian plateau.
I am going to wisely forego a direct attack. Boy, completely surround this area so as to starve them off. As you command.
Walls, ditches, and forts of various sizes stretched the entire circle for a total of 10 miles. A wide ditch was dug out in front of the works, with a second water-filled trench behind it, separating the open 3-mile field between Alesia and the Romans. Though the construction went well, as would be expected with 60,000 laborers, Vercingetorix didn't sit back and watch his army become encircled. Regular raids attempted to interrupt the Romans.
This is a raid! Fire everything! Burn everything out!
To cut down the number of attacks and likely escape attempts, Caesar next ordered an elaborate system of traps and additional wall defenses. Now, as the Romans approached completion of the enclosure, which took them only 3 weeks, the Vercingetorix ordered some of the cavalry to attempt to break out under a cover of darkness. One of the most brilliant siege tactics in the history of warfare, a testament to the skill of Roman engineering, Caesar ordered a second wall to be built on the outside of the first.
I'm fortifying the wall. I'm going to keep them Gauls out. The fortification process is Roman. They're going to help me out here.
That's right. Second wall!
The cavalry that escaped did manage to rally support for Vercingetorix, and a massive army, even by barbarian standards, was raised. According to Caesar, nearly 250,000 Gauls came in support of their besieged king, but most modern historians estimate this number at a less daunting around 100,000. Even so, this force marched from inside the territory at Aedui to crush the Romans between two forces larger than that of their target.
I'm going to kill him! You'll never catch me, I'm a pirate!
Inside Alesia, however, conditions were terrible, with an estimated 180,000 people running out of food and supplies. The resident tribe, the Mandubi, sent out their women and children as a delay tactic, hoping that Caesar would let them pass to safety, but the Romans let them starve at the inner Roman wall to show the Gauls the error of their ways and prevent foul play.
I'm a woman! She's my mother. Oh, baby! I'm so hungry! I'm hungry! I'm hungry!
They starved because we don't like foul play.
But by the time the relief force arrived, Vercingetorix and his army were in dire straits, with many of his men likely on the verge of surrender. The relief force arrived just in time, however, hardening the resolve of the besieged and setting the stage for the battle that would make or break Caesar's fortunes in Gaul. In late September 52 BC, the battle began with a charge from the Gauls in the exterior of the Roman fortifications.
The Romans! No! A hard-fought engagement from noon to sunset ensued, with neither side having a clear advantage. Both Romans and Gauls fought with equal valor, and inspired by the fight, Vercingetorix led his men out of Alesia towards the inner Roman wall.
Unable to penetrate the defenses, he was not able to lend support to his countrymen, and eventually Caesar's Germanic cavalry turned the Gallic flank and sent them back towards their camps.
Mighty race of the wild, we are the Romans!
The next day, the Gauls outside the Roman works prepared ladders, hooks, and equipment for scaling the walls, and around midnight they put their equipment to use, launching an all-out night attack.
We'll get those Romans with their imperialistic ideals. They will pay. Yes, they will pay. We will scale that wall. The hell is a good strategy.
The initial battle went very well for the Gauls, and many Roman defenders were killed.
Die! Die, you will pay! You will pay!
At the hardest fought points in the defenses, Marcus Antonius and Caius Trebonius saved the day for the Romans by abandoning these posts that were free from attack and moving the reinforcements into the heaviest of action.
I'm free from attack. I should help him.
Eventually, Roman artillery prevailed and the outer Gauls were forced to retreat. On the inner wall, meanwhile, Vercingetorix had launched a simultaneous attack, but because of the Roman trenches, which the Gauls had to fill, the attack was delayed too long. As dawn began to break, Vercingetorix was forced to retreat as well, since his compatriots on the outer wall had to retire. The next day, around October 2nd, would prove to be the final battle for Alesia. Sometime around the midday, a force of 60,000 Gauls over Vercingetorix discovered a weakness in the Roman lines. Because of natural obstructions, there were some areas in the defense where walls simply couldn't be built. The Gauls worked on both the outside and the inside, launched a simultaneous attack on all quarters of the Roman works.
You can't take it now! Oh my God!
We have a strategy! We have a strategy!